The federal government has put some significant funding behind a program to keep kids safe and out of a life of crime. The Strengthening Families program falls under the broader Crime Prevention Action Plan, and hundreds of kids and their families will benefit locally.
And our communities and our children. And thank you for being
Representatives of all stripes were on hand to hear about $2.5 million in funding over 5 years to help 400 local youth between the ages of 6 and 14 get a healthy start to their lives. It was a bid that started with an application 2 years ago under the banner of the Mayor's Task Force on Crime.
We will have an opportunity specifically for parents with children at risk, youth from 6 to 14, to have some family skill training, some opportunities that will see that these kids are really in a family environment where they've got the best chance for success. We want to keep kids that are at risk out of a life of crime.
The Prince George Native Friendship Centre, District 57, the RCMP and UNBC have also had a hand in getting the program off the ground. It involves such things as parenting courses and events to help youth make wise decisions. But that's not all.
One of the, I think, the most important things is that the monitoring or evaluation is happening now, and that information will be used on an ongoing basis to make sure we're reaching the right kids, the right families, to see whether the recruitment is going the way we expect it to.
There are several services already supporting youth in the community, but the Strengthening Families program has been in place in Canada and the U.S. since the late 80s. Don Hemingway says the program run out of UNBC will not be reinventing the wheel.
We look at the bigger picture. Of course, it still has to take place within the context of dealing with things like poverty and appropriate housing and all those things. But as a program itself, absolutely, it's really been shown to be able to do what its name says, strengthen families.
Tough on crime has been the focus for outgoing Mayor Sherry Green from the start, with programs like the anti-graffiti funding. She hopes this program over the next 5 years will keep the new council's attention on the issue of crime.
We still have crime issues in this community. Our rates are dropping. We're seeing some great improvement, but we've just announced an increase to the contract to ensure that we have more officers on the ground. Crime will always be an issue in communities, and in this community and in this region, that still is a factor. We're very highly represented in terms of our crime statistics across the nation.
Green says a community will never be crime-free, but programs like this one start early, before poor decisions can be made. Cheryl Jan, CKPG News.